Welcome to Emotions and Stories. I'm sure you've heard the saying, curiosity killed the cat. Well, sometimes that becomes a reality. Let's begin at today's story, The Fourth Room. In a small village near Kasoli, hidden deep in the hills and often swallowed by mist, stood an old British era guest house called the Hillshade Cottage. Locals stayed away from it. The caretaker, an old man Lamba, only ever rented out 3 of its 4 rooms. The fourth room was always locked. Tourists who came to stay there asked why, and he simply said, plumbing problems. But the villagers knew the truth, though they never said it aloud. One cold November evening, a young solo traveler named Karan Malhotra checked into the guest house. He was a photographer chasing mist and myths for a documentary. When Lamba gave him room number 3, Karan noticed the rusted lock on the door next door, room number 4, and asked, "Is that one under renovation?" Lamba didn't answer right away. Then slowly he said, It's not for guests." That night, Karan couldn't sleep. It wasn't the cold, it was the knocking. Soft, rhythmic, and coming from inside room number 4. He ignored it, told himself it was old pipes or the wind. But then came the whisper. From the other side of the wall, clear and low. He never left, he just stopped answering. Karan's skin crawled. He got up, pressed his ear to the wall. But there was silence. Then a loud thump, as if someone had thrown themselves against the wall. He quickly backed away. The knocking returned. The next morning, Karan asked Lamba half jokingly, "Did someone die there?" Lamba gave him a tired look. Then he said, "Some doors, once opened, don't shut again so easily." Looking at his expressions, Karan didn't press for more information. But that night, curiosity won. At 1:43 a.m., Karan stepped into the hallway with a torch. The air was colder than before, but absolutely silent. Room number 4's door stood there, still locked, still dusty. But the lock on the door was hanging open. He hadn't touched it, and looking at the lock, he hesitated. Then slowly pushed the door open. The air inside smelled of wet earth and something rotting. The room was untouched. Dusty furniture, a cracked mirror, and a chair with torn cushions. But something felt wrong. The walls pulsed with energy like the room was waiting. On the floor was a suitcase half open, clothes still inside, a name tag, Rohit Sharma, Mumbai. Karan immediately recognized that name. It had made news 6 years ago. A tourist gone missing, last seen in Kasoli. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind him. The torch flickered. And then, in the mirror, he saw someone standing behind him. Tall, thin, face pale and bloated, lips sewn shut with a black thread. Karan turned around, but there was no one behind him. The mirror was absolutely still. Except now his reflection was gone from the mirror. He grabbed the door, but it just wouldn't open. In the reflection, the figure appeared again, this time closer, its stitched lips moving. But there was no sound, just the motion of the lips moving. And then a voice, not in the room but in his head. He opened the door too. And now you will listen like he did, and you will never stop hearing it. Karan screamed, hit the mirror with his torch, it shattered. And in that moment, the door creaked open. Karan ran to Lamba's room, breathless and pale. The old man looked at him for a long time. And then, shaking his head, he quietly said, Did you speak to it? Karan could barely speak. No, I just looked. Lamba sighed. Just looking is enough. Karan left the next morning. He never returned to the hills. But weeks later, in a quiet Mumbai apartment, his neighbors reported strange sounds, knocking, whispering. And at night, from his flat, they heard him speaking softly through the walls. I never answered. I just looked. And sometimes they say, you can hear another voice respond. Good. Now, you listen. Some doors don't need to be opened. Some rooms don't want you to enter, because once you do, a part of you stays behind forever. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Do let us know in the comments what you think about it. Thank you.